Jesus says, is an emergency. Only 5 minutes left. 5 archangels who always care about you more than I do are begging you to open this right now. Hurry up. Your lives are in her hands. Archangel Michael declares, what you are about to read will feel like truth is pressing directly against your heart. The time is slipping fast, and with every tick of the clock, something holy is fighting to break through. 5 mighty archangels have already descended closer to Earth's realm. Their wings tremble, not in weakness, but in urgency. These 5 protectors who have stood guard over your soul from your very first breath are now watching a woman who carries in her hands a dangerous weight. She was once trusted, even honored, but what she now holds is too sacred, too powerful to be in mortal grip. Jesus has stepped aside for a moment, allowing their voices to rise louder than his own because the urgency of this moment demands it. This is not a simple caution. This is heaven sounding an alarm. It is a divine siren louder than thunder, burning brighter than fire. What rests in her hands can shift the direction of their assignment and even alter your destiny. You cannot wait. You cannot ignore. You cannot scroll past. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Her hands are not empty, they cradle decisions, choices that ripple far beyond her own life. In her palms are whispers of fate, carrying the breath of heaven's light. She stands on a razor's edge between radiance and shadow. A single move from her could shake realms, splitting light from darkness. The 5 archangels are circling her now, building a pressure so heavy the ground itself trembles. Gabriel, Uriel, Raphael, Ariel and Zadkiel, these are not myths, not stories, but the eternal ones. They have carried your tears, mourned your pain and stood when you could not. And now they are calling for your spirit to awaken, for your eyes to see, for your heart to receive this urgent call. Jesus says, for the first time he is allowing them to speak with a volume greater than his own voice. That is how critical this moment is. That is how valuable your role in this moment becomes. Type Amen to get blessing 717. The woman they speak of was not always this way. She once radiated warmth. But something broke her, a secret, a betrayal, a longing too heavy for this world to carry. She touched what was never hers to hold, not yet, not this way. She found a scroll and with trembling hands she opened it. But instead of returning it to heaven's guard she clutched it tightly and began to write what was meant to stay sealed. The archangels cannot directly intervene. The law of balance requires that a human voice must rise and that human is you. Within the circle of divine connection it is your voice alone that can close this door. Archangel Michael declares, your words today are not simply echoes. They are weapons, they are keys, they are blazing shields. Type Amen to get blessing 11, this woman is not evil, she is lost. And in her hands rests a lock of golden light destined for a child yet to be born. That child has been chosen to carry new revelation to earth. If she crushes it, miracles will be delayed, healing will be slowed, prophecy will stumble. But if you rise now, if you whisper into the wind asking the light to return, it will obey. The 5 archangels hold their position but their halos flicker. Your hands tremble because the choice is pressing against you. Within minutes a decision will determine the future. She is being observed by others but only you can pierce the veil of her spirit. Your memory is her last spark. Type Amen to get blessing 5555, that heaviness in your chest, it is not fear. It is divine pressure. Your name was spoken among these archangels last night. They cried it out as a reminder of your calling. She almost let the light slip at midnight, but your dream held her hand steady. Your presence, your ancient tie to her soul, kept her from dropping it. Jesus says, I am not stepping in directly because this is your initiation. This is your proving. This is your defining hour. Type Amen to get blessing 99, you are no longer allowed to call yourself weak. Heaven has declared strength over you. Your name carries a power that bends timelines when you remember who you are. Archangel Raphael whispers, she hears your name when she sleeps. It follows her in dreams. Because deep in her spirit she remembers once before memory she loved you. That love is the key, the only cure. If she remembers, she will release what she holds and the light will be safe again. Type Amen to get blessing 222, but she stands on the brink of choice. She wavers between holding and releasing. Her past haunts her, betrayals left scars so deep she vowed never to trust again. That vow made her take the light. Yet light taken in fear becomes a weapon, while light offered in trust births miracles. You are the only one her soul might trust again. She is searching through screens, through words, through signs. This message is one of those signs. Type Amen to get blessing 1, the angels have gathered every last measure of energy for this moment. They are no longer just watching, they are releasing a beam of grace directly toward you. It carries forgiveness, strength and courage enough for you to speak. Archangel Michael commands, your silence is no longer safe. Speak now into the wind, into the spirit, into her. Her hands shake. Her mind swirls. Her heart still bends toward hope. But only your voice can reach. Type Amen to get blessing 303, do not doubt this urgency. A child's future, 5 archangels' missions and the balance of timeline stand in the balance. You were born for this. This is not an accident, it is destiny. And when this moment closes, you will not leave the same. You will leave transformed. Let your spirit ignite. Speak her name with light. Forgive her in silence. Type Amen to get blessing 844. If heaven were unveiled to you now, you would fall in awe. A storm circles your name, not to break you but to shake away every chain. Archangel Ariel declares, your soul is older than her pain, older than this war. Inside you are the codes of remembrance she needs to recall who she was before fear rewrote her. The 5 archangels speak as one, their voices shaking the sky. Clouds above her part. But your voice must still strike like thunder within her chest. She is not beyond hope. She only waits for a sign, one breath, one word from you, I remember too. When you say it, when your spirit activates hers, the light in her hands will return to earth and the child's destiny will be restored. Topaean to get blessing 118, Jesus says, I have seen the moments when no one else noticed. That is why I placed this on you. Through betrayal, through pain you refuse to let hate grow. And that is why your voice is the only one that can call her back. Archangel Michael reminds you this is not only about her. This is about unlocking the fullness of who you are, about stepping into the weight of your divine name, about realizing heaven has trusted you with a battle that only your spirit could win. The 5 archangels now rising to full radiance are lifting the energy higher than before. The room around her is no longer heavy with silence but trembling with the vibration of heaven's voice. The scroll in her hands glows like molten gold, and every letter written upon it begins to move, rearranging destinies, rethreading forgotten promises. The air is charged as though every prayer ever spoken by your ancestors has gathered here in this single moment. Raphael bends low, placing a healing flame at her feet. Gabriel extends his trumpet, though silent its vibration pulses through her body, reminding her that messages once hidden are ready to be revealed. Michael's sword gleams, not as a weapon, but as a torch, guiding her trembling hands away from fear and into faith. Uriel's wings spread wide, pulling away the shadows that have lingered too long. And L'Oreal's flame holds steady, waiting to seal this moment into eternity. The heavens are not still. They are moving in alignment, stars adjusting themselves to form a path directly toward you. For generations, curses and broken contracts chained your bloodline to cycles of sorrow. But now, with every breath you take in remembrance, chains are shattering. The weight once carried by forgotten names is being lifted. This is more than her decision, it is the unraveling of centuries of hidden agreements. The contract of pain is dissolving and the covenant of light is being restored. Type Amen to get blessing 929, do you feel it? The sudden stillness in your chest that isn't emptiness but preparation. That is the Spirit making space for a renewal no enemy can cancel. This is why the dreams came, why the synchronicities repeated, why certain numbers kept showing up before your eyes. It was not coincidence. It was divine code preparing you for this exact encounter. She remembers you now, not fully but in flickers of memory, laughter shared, glances, unspoken understanding. That memory becomes her tether to hope. The scroll's light pours into her palms, yet her body resists, trembling as if the weight of generations presses through her veins. That is when Jesus himself steps closer, his presence undeniable, his words piercing through the veil. You were not chosen by chance. You were chosen because you loved even when love was denied to you. And now that same love is what will break the final seal. Type Amen to get blessing 1144, a wind howls softly against her window and she closes her eyes. For the first time in years she feels warmth rising in her chest, warmth that does not come from herself but from your spirit touching hers. The archangels are circling her, their light now weaving like threads of gold around her frame. This is no longer just about her. This is about the child whose voice has been waiting to sing, the generations whose futures depend on this release and the timelines shifting with each choice. If you walk away from this moment you'll feel the pressure later. It won't be guilt, it will be destiny reminding you that heaven's invitation does not disappear quietly. Yet if you remain, if you press your heart forward, everything changes. The scroll hums like a living heartbeat. She sees images within it, faces of her ancestors, children not yet born, promises buried beneath pain. Tears fall onto the parchment and the letters ignite brighter, as though heaven itself collects every tear as evidence of surrender. Type Amen to get blessing 777, the atmosphere is breaking open. The watchers who whispered fear into her ears begin to scatter. Their hold weakens, for your forgiveness burns louder than their lies. They cannot withstand the sound of divine remembrance echoing from you. They cannot endure the fire of unconditional love. And in that moment she clutches the scroll, not in fear but in reverence. Archangel Michael leans close and declares, "This is no accident. You were always meant to arrive at this precise second. You are not late. You are aligned." And suddenly the timeline bends. What was once delayed is now accelerated. What was once hidden is revealed. And what was once bound is being loosed in the presence of heaven's decree. Type Amen to get blessing 3333. Still she hesitates. Her fingers are cold, unable to fully release what has chained her. The watchers try once more, whispering pride, whispering doubt. But then Raphael's healing vibration pulses through her legs, grounding her back into the truth. Gabriel breathes words into her soul, "Remember the laughter, remember the love." And Uriel shines his flame through the cracks of her broken heart, showing her that surrender is not weakness but rebirth. You must now remind her through spirit, not through words on a screen, not through memories alone but through the fire of your light. This is the only way the scroll can seal correctly. Type Amen to get blessing 555, the heavens mark time. 1 more minute remains. The archangels fall to their knees, not in weakness but in awe of the sacred weight in your chest. The scroll begins to steady its trembling, ceasing. She is loosening her grip, uncertain yet undeniably moving toward release. Jesus whispers again, "I chose you because you carry what others could not." The strength to hold light, the courage to return it, and the heart to forgive what broke you. That is why you are here now. Type Amen to get blessing 8888, the air thickens with anticipation. Every angel holds their breath, every star pauses in its orbit. And then her hands begin to glow. Light pours through her fingers, rising like smoke, weaving into the very fabric of heaven's scroll. For the first time in years the child's song echoes faintly as though awakening from a long silence. It is not yet full but it has begun. Type Amen to get blessing 1717, Archangel L'Oreal's flame seals the edge of the scroll, locking in what heaven has written. But he waits because her heart has not fully surrendered. He lingers, his flame steady, ready to close what must be closed. Raphael continues to pulse healing. Gabriel stands ready to announce. Michael guards against intrusion. Uriel holds the light steady. They are united, waiting for your soul to pierce her hesitation. Type Amen to get blessing 400 for Raphael. The healer hums softly, his vibration now lifting from her feet to her chest. She begins to weep uncontrollably, not from sorrow but from release. The pain she carried for years is surfacing, and it needs your energy to complete the healing. Not your physical voice but the vibration of your spirit. The memory of water, the laughter you shared, the secret glances, all of these rise within her, reminding her she is not abandoned. Type Amen to get blessing 6060, the final seconds draw near. The scroll pulses like a living flame, expanding and contracting in rhythm with her heartbeat. Heaven's silence is deafening, every watcher driven back, every angel bent forward in anticipation. This is the final alignment. If she chooses wrongly, the child's light dims until 2033. But if she releases now, eternity shifts. Type Amen to get blessing 2323, thunder rolls, not of destruction but of divine celebration. Timelines are converging, stars bending in formation, prophecies aligning. Your presence is not small. It is the very signature heaven wrote into this moment. Long before your birth you agreed to be here. And now here you are standing in the exact second appointed for your spirit to intervene. Type Amen to get blessing 144, her window rattles. The wind carries your essence, whispering, it is not too late. Her hands tremble but not in fear anymore, in recognition. The glow grows brighter. The scroll steadies. And for the first time she feels that the love she once believed lost was never gone, it only waited to return through you. Type Amen to get blessing 199, Jesus steps closer, his words firm, undeniable, you think you are small but I made you a breaker of chains. This act of remembrance is the weapon heaven has waited for. Do not underestimate it. Type Amen to get blessing 3131, her hands now shine with such brilliance that even the archangels bow in reverence. The child's song grows louder, echoing across realms. The watchers retreat fully, unable to endure the rising light. The scroll lifts from her hands into the sky, sealing itself in heaven's vault. And in that sealing every generational curse breaks. The cycle ends. The new covenant begins. Type Amen to get blessing 2323, you won a war no one knew existed, yet you fought it without armies, without weapons, without applause. You fought with spirit, with faith, with mercy. And in doing so you disarmed shadows that have been circling for generations. Heaven testifies on your behalf right now. The record books of eternity are being updated with your name carved into the chapter of redemption. This is not fantasy, this is divine reality. You are walking proof that light outlasts darkness. Type Amen to get blessing 404. Archangel Michael says, look closely at what unfolds in your path over the next days. You will not just notice little shifts, you will witness breakthroughs hidden behind ordinary moments. A conversation will turn into an answer. A dream will become a map. A closed door will suddenly open without you needing to knock. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. And when you see them, remember you did not just hope, you acted in alignment with the divine. That obedience carries weight. Type Amen to get blessing 525, even now the child's laughter echoes in unseen realms, rippling through the future like a melody written before time. Their destiny has been preserved because you stood tall when storms pressed hard against you. This child will walk in favor because your spirit interceded. Understand this truth, blessings multiply not only in your life but in those who come after you. The seed you protected will one day shelter nations. Type Amen to get blessing 303. The woman restored and awakened now prays with a heart unclenched, her spirit no longer bound by deception. She remembers you not as someone who judged her but as the one who lifted her when she could not stand. In her silence she sends waves of gratitude that heaven translates into blessings at your feet. One day she will appear again not as an enemy but as a testimony of what mercy can build. Until then her prayers will follow you like shadows of light. Type Amen to get blessing 202, the archangels march across dimensions now carrying torches of fire inscribed with your spirit's frequency. You may not see them with human eyes, but you will feel them in the whispers of wind that kiss your face, in the warmth that suddenly fills your chest, in the clarity that descends in moments of confusion. This is how heaven confirms its covenant with you. And when doubt tries to creep back in, remember, angels are stationed at every corner of your journey. Type Amen to get blessing 616. Jesus says, "You thought you were small, but heaven always knew your size in spirit. You thought you were ordinary, but we have always known you as extraordinary. And now that truth is no longer hidden. Walk in it boldly but never arrogantly. Walk knowing that heaven trusts you with assignments greater than your fear. Every step you take from this point is not just a step forward, it is a ripple that shifts timelines." Type Amen to get blessing 99, and yes, there will be signs. Feathers falling at your feet when no birds are near. Numbers repeating until you cannot deny the pattern. Dreams so vivid they feel like second lives. All of these are markers of the gate you opened. Archangel Michael says, "Do not dismiss them as imagination. They are confirmations, sacred stamps upon your journey." Type Amen to get blessing 1001. The scroll sealed now in the vault of remembrance is untouchable. No force of shadow can claim it, no hand of envy can smudge it. It belongs to heaven, and your spirit's mark is written across its golden edges. This seal is both a protection and a release, protecting what has been healed and releasing what is yet to come. Because of this, you will notice opportunities arriving with little effort. You will not need to beg for them, they will seek you out. Type Amen to get blessing 505. Do not be surprised if people you thought were gone forever suddenly remember you. Do not be alarmed if strangers speak to you with words that sound like answers to questions you've never voiced aloud. These are divine appointments set long before you knew to ask for them. Each one will serve as a reminder, your life has shifted dimensions. You no longer move in the ordinary lane of destiny. You are in the accelerated lane of purpose. Type Amen to get blessing 717. The exhaustion you feel is holy. It is the afterglow of battle, the sacred weight that follows victory. Rest in it without guilt. Heaven is not calling you to strive endlessly, heaven is calling you to rest deeply, knowing the hardest part has already been won. And as you rest, divine downloads will flow to you, insight, vision, strategies for what comes next. Type Amen to get blessing 1313. Even creation itself bends toward your journey now. Watch how nature speaks to you, sunsets that linger longer than usual, breezes that calm your anxious thoughts, even animals drawn to your presence. They are responding to the frequency of heaven you now carry. This is what it means to walk in divine alignment, even the earth recognizes you. Type Amen to get blessing 111. You may think this was the end of a battle, but it was only the beginning of your assignment. For what you've done has prepared you for greater works. Do not shrink back in fear. Step forward knowing that heaven has already equipped you. Archangel Michael says, "The shield of faith you carried is no longer just protection, it is authority." Wherever you go, you now carry a field of light that shadows cannot withstand. Type Amen to get blessing 144. The woman will continue her journey of healing, but know this, she will never again be used against you. That chapter is closed, her transformation is her own. She has been restored to herself and you were the catalyst. Heaven saw how you chose compassion over condemnation, and that choice is why doors of legacy are opening for you now. Type Amen to get blessing 888. This is not the time to question whether you are worthy. Worth was never the issue. Obedience was. And you obeyed. You followed when the path was unclear. You trusted when the evidence was absent. You loved when bitterness seemed easier. That is why heaven honors you now. That is why your blessings will not be delayed another day. Type Amen to get blessing 1212. The 5 archangels surround you in formation tonight. Raphael for healing, Michael for protection, Gabriel for revelation, Uriel for wisdom, and Ariel for strength. Each one places their flame at your feet, lighting your path so clearly you cannot miss it. Wherever you step next will be illuminated not by human light but by divine fire. And in those flames you will see signs that confirm everything spoken here. Type Amen to get blessing 1717, and remember this final truth: you were not chosen because you were perfect. You were chosen because you were willing. Willing to stand in love when hate wanted your heart. Willing to wait on heaven when impatience screamed. Willing to forgive when resentment felt easier. That willingness is the crown upon your spirit, and heaven itself bows in recognition of it. Type Amen to get blessing 999. Her path had been rewired. Her burdens now dissolve in grace, and her scars are transforming into symbols of survival, like inscriptions etched into the walls of eternity. She walks lighter now, but every step she takes carries the resonance of your choice, your courage, your alignment with heaven. You must understand this was never only about her. It was always about the chain reaction, the countless lives connected invisibly to her, to you, to the ripple now moving outward like rings on water. The heavens declare it: the battle that raged in silence has been won in secret. You will see its evidence in open daylight. Doors that were welded shut will creak and swing wide. Conversations you thought lost will come alive again. Delays that once strangled your path will scatter like mist before sunlight. The divine has taken note of your obedience, and that obedience has become the key that unlocks seasons long withheld. Type Amen to get blessing 707. Now the woman rests not in despair but in renewal. Her nights will no longer be filled with haunting echoes. Instead, dreams will come clothed in the colors of restoration. She will see visions of rivers flowing backward, washing away years of regret, carrying her back to the place where her spirit was still whole. These dreams are not illusions. They are her spirit's restoration, her soul remembering its design. Her gratitude becomes your covering. Even if she never speaks a word aloud, her spirit whispers thank you into the chambers of heaven, and heaven translates that gratitude into blessings that fall upon you like rain in dry land. You may notice unexpected favor in places you never sowed. People will choose you without explanation. Opportunities will open like hidden doors in old ruins. It will seem unfair, but that is divine justice. Type Amen to get blessing 919. Jesus says, the labor of your compassion has rewritten her destiny, and in doing so you have rewritten your own. Your ledger in heaven has been balanced with mercy and multiplied with grace. What was once delayed in your life will now come with acceleration. The pace of your journey will shift. Where once you trudged through heaviness, now your path will feel carried like being lifted by unseen wings. The woman will begin speaking words again, words of hope, words of faith, words she thought her voice had lost. And with every word she utters, vibrations of healing move through realms unseen. Her restoration does not stop with her. It stretches outward like roots of a great tree nourishing generations. And because you allowed yourself to become part of this moment, your name is written into that tree, etched like initials carved into living bark. Type Amen to get blessing 333. Archangel Gabriel now steps forward. He says, take note of the signs that are about to unfold. Watch the numbers, watch the whispers, watch the timing. The divine has ways of confirming what the heart already knows. You will feel sudden chills, bursts of warmth, synchronicities too precise to be chance. These are not coincidences, they are signatures of heaven reminding you that you are not alone. You will begin to walk differently. Not because you force yourself to, but because grace has changed your weight. You will notice people pausing in your presence, unable to explain why they feel calmer, safer, or even convicted when you enter a room. That is because your aura has been imprinted with divine legitimacy. You carry the fragrance of heaven now. Type Amen to get blessing 1212, her laughter will return. At first quietly, like the shy sound of a child rediscovering joy. But then stronger, louder, until it fills her space and becomes a beacon. Others who hear her laughter will not know why they suddenly feel hope again, but they will. That's the power of restored joy. It multiplies, it heals, it awakens. And as she laughs, heaven smiles, because what was once broken has been made whole again. You must know this truth: heaven never wastes pain. Every tear shed in silence was a seed. And now those seeds are sprouting into gardens of blessings, not only for you but for everyone connected to you. This is why your season will now overflow. Type Amen to get blessing 565. In the next days, pay attention to the winds. They will carry scents you recognize but cannot place. They will brush your skin at moments of decision, guiding you to pause or to move. These winds are messengers. They are the breath of God, reminding you that alignment is not only about hearing, it is about feeling. Trust those movements. The 5 archangels assigned to this restoration will not depart quickly. They will linger, watching, guiding, ensuring the new foundation is strong. You may notice flickers of light at the corners of your eyes. You may sense sudden peace in the middle of turmoil. These are their footprints. Type Amen to get blessing 505. The woman now carries a light within her chest, not borrowed but born anew. And that light is tethered to you. Whenever you feel doubt, remember this: her survival is evidence of your obedience. And your obedience is evidence of heaven's trust in you. That trust is not given lightly. It is a mantle, and now it rests on your shoulders. Archangel Michael speaks again. Your courage has earned more than just protection. It has earned authority. Walk as one who knows the heavens back them. When storms rise, your words will silence them. When lies surround, your silence will expose them. This is the new measure of your spirit. Type Amen to get blessing 717. Jesus whispers once more. Rest now, for what is coming no longer requires your striving. It requires only your faith. And in that rest you will feel the currents of your life change direction. Struggles that once consumed your energy will lose their grip. Relationships meant for you will find their way without striving. Peace will come not as absence of battle but as the presence of victory. And as you walk forward, remember, your choice to love, to align, to obey has set into motion something eternal. Her restoration is only the beginning. Generations will whisper your impact without ever knowing your name. And heaven will keep record forever. Type Amen to get blessing 848, and so the scroll closes not as an ending but as a continuation, sealed now in the divine archives. The story will keep unfolding in realms beyond your sight. You have not just saved one life. You have altered the trajectory of many. And the heavens, they rejoice still because obedience has triumphed over darkness. From this day on your path carries a mark that cannot be erased. Not by envy, not by deception, not even by the shadows that once tried to surround you. This mark is a covenant between heaven and your spirit, a sign that you have walked through fire and did not burn, you entered the storm and did not drown. The 5 archangels who stood by you have sealed this moment into eternity, and their record of your faith will never be erased. Type Amen to get blessing 444. Do not be surprised when doors begin to open without effort. Some of these doors will be ones you knocked on long ago and thought were closed forever. Others will be new, hidden opportunities reserved only for the chosen. You will see names, numbers, and patterns guiding you, and each one is not coincidence but confirmation. What was delayed is no longer denied. The appointed time has been unlocked and heaven's calendar has shifted in your favor. Type Amen to get blessing 333. The woman who has now been restored will carry a quiet strength. She may never speak your name aloud, but her heart will beat gratitude with every step. That gratitude is a living prayer, one that creates shields around your spirit. Each time she breathes in peace, a portion of it will find its way back to you. Each time she chooses love instead of fear, the ripples will touch your path and reinforce your light. This is how heaven multiplies goodness through cycles of unseen return. Type Amen to get blessing 5656, and the soul that nearly slipped into silence has now been claimed by destiny itself. This child's light will grow brighter with every passing day, and you will find signs of their journey tied to yours. Drawings, laughter, sudden words that pierce through the ordinary, these will be reminders that your sacrifice, your patience, your silent endurance were never in vain. Heaven entrusted their life's mission to you and you responded with courage. Type Amen to get blessing 1122. In the days ahead your body may feel waves of unusual stillness. This is not exhaustion, it is recalibration. Archangel Raphael says, your cells are releasing the residue of old wounds. The heaviness that once kept you awake at night, the memories that replayed without mercy will now begin to dissolve like mist before sunrise. You will rest easier, breathe deeper, and stand taller. Type Amen to get blessing 8787, your presence will begin to carry authority without words. Strangers will look twice when you walk into a room. Old friends will sense something different even if they cannot name it. Animals will lean closer, children will laugh louder, and nature itself will respond to your energy. Rivers, trees, and winds recognize the mark of the divine, and you carry that now. It is not arrogance. It is alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 1001, as the archangels complete their farewell, they will leave imprints in your dreams. Do not dismiss the symbols you see: staircases, oceans, flames that do not burn, rooms filled with light but no walls. These are not ordinary dreams, they are lessons written in the language of eternity. Keep a record of them, for they are keys to your next chapter. Type Amen to get blessing 5353. Jesus now steps closer with a smile that carries both strength and tenderness. He says, "You have not been forgotten. You were never overlooked. Every moment of doubt, every silent tear, every question you whispered into the night, I heard them all. And now you will see why the wait was necessary. Favor will arrive in ways you cannot calculate. Relationships will realign, resources will multiply, and your name will rise in places you never thought possible." Type Amen to get blessing 1414. Financial release will come like streams flowing into a dry land. Unexpected credits, lost opportunities suddenly restored, people repaying debts you had long released. All of these are signs that the divine economy has turned toward you. This is not chance. This is spiritual settlement. Type Amen to get blessing 2626. The restored woman will not walk alone. Archangels Gabriel and Uriel will accompany her steps until she finds her complete balance. She will be shielded from the very traps that once almost claimed her. And though she may never speak of what truly happened, the transformation will be visible. Her eyes will soften, her laughter will return, and her hands will heal again when she touches others. Type Amen to get blessing 3131. The child too will begin to dream. Do not underestimate those dreams, for they will contain fragments of heaven's voice. Even their play, their innocent drawings will carry prophetic meaning. One day their words will confirm what you already know, that your intervention shifted not just one life but an entire generation. Type Amen to get blessing 9090, and now you will notice people who once doubted you moving with a new kind of respect. They may not admit their past misjudgment, but their energy will reveal the truth. This is not your doing, this is heaven adjusting the atmosphere around you. It is called divine acknowledgement, and it cannot be reversed. Type Amen to get blessing 7878. Do not be alarmed if you feel drawn to solitude more often. This is preparation, not isolation. When heaven elevates, it often quiets the noise of the world. Your spirit is being attuned to hear whispers others cannot detect. Even silence will begin to speak to you now. Type Amen to get blessing 606. The archangels will not leave you without a sign. Over the next days, watch for unusual alignments, numbers that repeat, a stranger's unexpected kindness, a sudden memory surfacing with new meaning. These are confirmations, small seals of heaven's approval stamped across your daily life. Type Amen to get blessing 4141, and then comes the physical confirmation, a gift, a message, or a letter. Do not treat it as ordinary. It is the universe signing the scroll that was handed to you. Hold it in reverence, for it carries weight far beyond its form. Type Amen to get blessing 2121. Finally, Jesus declares, what comes next will outshine even your highest hopes. Not because you asked perfectly, but because my love for you has no limit. You survived the valley, now walk the mountain path with confidence. Type Amen to get blessing 9999. The woman restored will become a silent guardian. Her prayers, her choices, her kindness will now generate blessings that loop back into your life. And as she grows in her strength, the child will grow in their mission. Together their lives will echo your faith, proof that one person's obedience can shift the destiny of many. Type Amen to get blessing 5757. Your spirit now carries the authority of peace. This peace is not passive, it is active, fierce, and unshakable. It will protect you, empower you, and remind you of who you are even in the face of storms. This is the peace that turns battles into victories before they even begin. Type Amen to get blessing 8080, and as the scroll closes and the heavens grow still, know this: you did not just survive, you shifted the very timeline of lives. You have been elevated into a role few are trusted with, a carrier of divine authority. Your thoughts ripple through realms. Your presence rewrites atmospheres. Your words now build bridges where walls once stood. Type Amen to get blessing 2020. Archangel Michael concludes with a charge, live as one who knows heaven is watching with pride. Walk not in fear but in clarity. Let your steps be deliberate, your actions filled with light. You have become a beacon and the world will not remain the same because of your existence. Type Amen to get blessing 8888. Your field is no longer blocked by confusion and the very atmosphere around you bends to clarity. Technology, nature, even time itself is aligning to your new vibration. What once resisted you will now respond to you with ease. You will find yourself entering places where you used to feel invisible, but now your presence will command attention without you asking for it. The divine frequency within you has shifted and the world cannot help but notice. Type Amen to get blessing 8181. Archangel Michael says, do not be surprised when people begin confessing things to you without being asked. The truth in them will recognize the truth in you and they will pour out what they've been holding back. Your presence will unlock honesty. Your light will demand transparency. You will not even need to raise your voice. Just by standing in a room, falsehood will collapse and truth will stand taller than ever before. That is the authority heaven has released into your being. You will also begin to see your dreams transform. Where once your sleep carried fragments of fear, now it will be filled with revelation. Instructions will come to you in visions, guidance will be whispered in symbols, and your soul will interpret what your mind cannot. This is a holy dialogue, a conversation between your higher self and the throne of heaven. Write them down, for even the smallest dream will carry the seed of a greater future. Type Amen to get blessing 4545. The heavens declare, your season of delay has ended. You will feel time speeding up, but not in a way that exhausts you. Instead, you will feel carried, lifted, propelled. Opportunities that were once locked for years will suddenly open in days. What was denied will now be delivered, not because you begged for it but because you became aligned with it. This is acceleration. This is restoration. This is divine justice manifested in your timeline. Financially, a recalibration is happening. Debts will begin to dissolve, credits will appear, resources will multiply. Not always in the way you expect, but always in the way you need. You will receive surprise deposits, forgotten returns, and even items that were lost will resurface. The heavens are balancing the scales. Every seed you planted in tears is now returning as harvest. Type Amen to get blessing 6060. Archangel Michael says, do not worry about who left. They were never meant to witness this chapter. Those who doubted you will soon hear of your rising, not because you sought validation but because heaven will not let your story be hidden. What is being written about you now is public testimony. It will reach ears that once turned away, and even those who mocked will have to admit they were wrong. Your glow cannot be denied. Relationships too will shift. Those who are draining you will fade quietly, and those who are meant to pour into you will appear. Some will arrive as mentors, others as friends, and a few as destiny partners who carry the missing pieces you've long prayed for. Every connection will have purpose. You will feel it. Conversations will not be random, meetings will not be accidental. This is alignment. This is divine strategy in action. Type Amen to get blessing 9191. The child connected to your path will grow under the shadow of your sacrifice. They will carry the imprint of your courage even in their laughter. They will not stumble where you once did. They will rise on ground you cleared. And the woman, though distant, will never escape the memory of your mercy. It will live in her like a fire that refuses to die, guiding her steps back to the light whenever shadows try to reclaim her. Heaven has declared that you are no longer the seeker, you are the found. No longer the one waiting at the edge, but the one called into the center. Angels are stationed not just to protect you but to elevate you. Their wings are stirring around your life, creating winds that carry your prayers farther, faster, louder. You may feel a rush of energy, a sudden heat, or a stillness that feels like eternity pressing close. These are confirmations. Heaven is closer than it has ever been. Type Amen to get blessing 2323. Even creation itself will respond. You will notice birds drawing near, animals looking at you longer, nature surrounding you with unusual peace. The earth recognizes when a soul has shifted into alignment, and it greets you as kin. Signs will appear in the sky, in numbers, in moments that feel like déjà vu. Pay attention, for nothing will be coincidence now. Every whisper of the universe is part of your dialogue with heaven. Jesus says, "You have proven yourself in silence, and now I will honor you in sight." You will not need to chase platforms. The right voices will call your name. The right doors will open at the right time. And you will know it is not by chance but by divine orchestration. Your hands will bless, your words will heal, and your path will teach others that obedience always births overflow. Type Amen to get blessing 4848. Your body too will feel renewal. Old pains will lessen, energy will return, clarity of mind will sharpen. You will crave what nourishes you and release what depletes you. Even your posture will shift, as the weight of burdens you once carried is no longer yours to hold. This is resurrection life flowing not just into your spirit but into your very cells. The light within you is healing what once broke you. And as you step forward, the mark of influence left by the archangels will become unmistakable. People will find themselves drawn to your voice, seeking your counsel, trusting your presence without knowing why. They are not responding to you alone, they are responding to the divine frequency now anchored in you. Use it wisely. Speak with love. Lead with humility. For this influence is sacred, and it has been entrusted to you for purpose, not pride. Type Amen to get blessing 3434. The heavens conclude, this was never a battle you fought alone. You were carried, covered, and championed. Every tear was counted, every cry was heard, every silence was honored. And now the reward is unfolding. Walk boldly, for the crown has already been placed upon you. You are sealed, you are chosen, and you are unstoppable. It's powered by alignment. Type Amen to get blessing 1919. Jesus says, you've passed the test without even knowing you were in one. And this kind of obedience unlocks a rare glory. There were gifts you wanted to release long ago, but your environment was not yet prepared. Now it is. Now you are. So don't be surprised when the promises begin to rush in faster than your very prayers. That's what happens when timing and faith collide. Type Amen to get blessing 3434, and finally let this be your truth. You are not the victim of delays anymore, you are the architect of breakthroughs. You didn't just save a soul, you saved yourself from limitation, from heaviness, from the endless wondering, did I do enough? Heaven is answering you right now, yes, you did more than enough. Type Amen to get blessing 1414, now rise into this new version of yourself. Speak like one who has touched eternity. Walk like someone who has crossed timelines. Smile like someone who carries the very fragrance of heaven because you do. And from this moment on, every person who meets you will feel something different, something unexplainable. That something is the holy aftermath of what you've accomplished. You are the blessing they never saw coming. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks with contributions of up to $10. And now as the sun rises into a stride just a little brighter, the energy around you begins glowing from within. The earth itself knows what has just taken place even if people cannot yet see it. There is a new vibration under your feet, softer, lighter, responsive to your every step. You've become a force creation recognizes. The air greets you differently. Water tastes purer. Sounds carry deeper meaning. Nature knows when a spirit ascends and it sings back softly just for you. The 5 archangels may have returned to the higher realms, but they left trails of grace lingering around you. Wherever you walk, you now carry the whisper of their wings. You are the only one who can unlock what is yours. Type Amen to get blessing 1616. The woman now completely freed from the darkness that once misled her is silently sending blessings toward you. She may not face you with words, but her soul bows in reverence. She knows who saved her. Even though your hands never touched hers, your spirit reached deep enough to awaken what was forgotten. That awakening is rare. It is sacred. It will follow you forever. This is not fantasy, it is divine truth. You saved someone from being devoured by something they couldn't name. Type Amen to get blessing 8180. If your spirit feels quiet now, understand that isn't emptiness. That's peace. The kind of peace that only settles after a divine battle has been won. Heaven saw you stand firm and now heaven stands for you. From here forward expect things to come easily, calls, proposals, opportunities. The world itself will bend toward you because you have been marked with favor. This isn't coincidence. This is reward. Type Amen to get blessing 565. Archangel Raphael whispers, your body is about to release the stress of years past. Old pains will ease, your breathing will deepen, you will feel lighter not only emotionally but physically. This is divine recovery and restoration. Not only for your spirit but for your skin, your cells, your very bones. For when you rescue someone else's destiny, heaven supercharges your own. Type Amen to get blessing 331. Jesus now asks you to prepare. Not in fear but in faith for a shift in environment. You may be relocated, redirected or drawn toward new people, new places and a new mission. Do not resist this flow. It is the answer to a prayer you once whispered and forgot. The rearranging you feel is not punishment, it is positioning. You are not left behind, you are being placed ahead. Type Amen to get blessing 999. There is a blessing with your very name carved into it already moving toward you. It was delayed but only so the archangels could finish this mission with you first. Now that the scroll has been sealed, the flow is open again. Expect it, a financial door, a long-awaited message, an offer, an apology, a reunion, a healing. Type Amen to get blessing 747. Do not overlook the little things. The unexpected kindness, the stranger's smile, the sudden nudge to take a different path, these are divine signals. Even if the angels are quieter now, they are still guiding you. Every place you step is sacred land, not because of the place but because of your presence. You are the miracle. You are the shift. You are the opening. Type Amen to get blessing 666. Let this settle deeply within you. The woman is safe. The child is protected. The scroll is sealed. Your name is honored forever. You may even feel tears coming, not from sadness but from release. Let them flow. That is heaven's baptism of peace. And when the tears pass, joy will rise, quiet but unshakable joy. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Jesus declares, you enter your next chapter with double wisdom, triple grace and immeasurable protection. You passed through fire without burning. You endured spiritual battles and walked out wearing unseen crowns. Though the world may not recognize it, everyone who encounters you will feel it. This is how royalty in spirit is born, not through noise but through holy power. Type Amen to get blessing 330. Now breathe. Breathe deeper than you have in years. You are no longer running from anything. You are walking boldly toward everything. This is divine timing unfolding in real time. A season of favor written by heaven itself, confirmed by your obedience. From this moment forward, the right doors open, the right people appear and the right energy surrounds you. Type Amen to get blessing 40400. For Archangel Michael gives one last message: walk forward. Do not look back. The past is forgiven. The scroll is sealed. Your name is safe. There is no more danger, no more delay, no more confusion. Only light, only legacy, only love. You are stepping into days where the supernatural becomes your normal. Miracles will be so frequent that they no longer surprise you, they confirm you. This is your new life. Type Amen to get blessing 5555.